Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Games, Thoughts, and Galore. I hope you're all having a good day, good morning, good evening, wherever you are in the world. As you can see, this is going to be something different in previous videos. Before I go any further, this what you're looking at is a background that I found off of YouTube, and there's no music. It's not mine. I have no rights to it. I have no claims to it. I was just looking up backgrounds that would be potentially safe to use to avoid copyright issues and hopefully not break YouTuber rules. Though I've done pretty good about that so far. Nothing has been brought to my attention as of right now. And this kind of and then lead into my ideas for a new different segment that I was thinking about. I mentioned in the last video, and I think another video or so before that, that I was contemplating about sharing some of my lost stories with you. It's not just in games. Now, you guys see me scramble around trying to figure out where I am in games. I've already. Um, it's not just in games. It's like real life too. I've had plenty of times where I've been lost as a kid, as a teenager, a young adult, and a full-grown woman. And I also kind of feel like this is something that's relatable. It's personable, excuse me. Because I feel like most of us, I'm not going to say all of us, but most of us have had moments in our life where we have not been paying attention to our surroundings. We've wandered off from our family, your moms, dads, brothers, sister, cousins, whoever you're with. Most of us as young kids. And had a epic meltdown. It's happened to me. It's happened to me as an adult. But I figured, because if you haven't figured out by now, I'm a water tester, and thought I'd start off with my really my real honestly gosh, excuse me, earliest memory of this trauma that I caused all by myself. Nobody did this but me. But still, trauma nonetheless. And I'm going to take you back to 9-year-old Amber. And my entire class was going on a field trip to go see the Nutcracker ballet. So it was around Christmas time as well. And we go downtown and we go to the theater that had the ballet going. Sit down, and I remember loving it. I've always loved musicals. I've loved plays and ballets. I've always loved going to these things. But this is less about me loving it and more about what happened after the curtains closed and after the lights turned on. Um, I got up like everybody else did, and I followed my class out the doors and to the buses. And something dawned on me that should have way before it got to this point. I looked around and I realized I don't recognize anybody in my class in this group. Not a single kid, chaperone, teacher, and I looked at the bus that they were loading people on, buses, excuse me, and noticed that this was a completely different school. This was a completely different school district. And looking back on it, my adult brain, obviously the smart decision would have been to let one of those teachers know, hey, I'm lost. I don't know where my class went. I thought this was my class. You help me find it? Find my class, please? But, and of course, I knew they would have helped me. It would have been no problem. Wouldn't have escalated the way it did. However, this is me, and I had absolutely no survival skills as a kid. I didn't do any of that. I backed away from the group and I turned around and walked right back inside the building as if my class was still going to be there. They were not. Couldn't find anybody that I recognized. People were coming in, coming out, but nobody I recognized. Panic is setting in. So I go back outside. I walk all around the building. This is a big building. I'm basically wandering aimlessly at this point, trying to find anybody that I recognized. A teacher, the bully kid, the bully girl that I didn't like, but at least she had been recognizable and I would know who to go to or what group to go to, right? And I couldn't find them, couldn't do it, and I went across the street multiple times. Now I'm freaking out. I'm crying. I can't find anybody. And I'm 9. I know I'm too old to be freaking out like this, but, it is what it is. And I have no idea how long I've been wandering around trying to find these people. I really don't. But thankfully, I eventually turned around and caught a glimpse of the back of a teacher's head. One of my teacher's head. So I was still shaking, I was crying and carrying on. And walked up to her because they were looking for me. They did the little head count thingy and realized Amber's not here. Oh, where is she? And I found her and she was mad at me. Very mad at me. She didn't yell at me, but, you know. And then when I got to school, we got back to school, I had to write, I had to, my homework that night, excuse me, was to write a essay on why it is bad to walk away from the group and all the things that could have happened to me had I not had she not turned around and found me, which is fair, because yes, had this gone a different way, there's definitely the possibility that eventually, I would have come across somebody you don't want to get you want to run across, and things could have happened, absolutely. But I feel like I punished myself enough because I've already embarrassed myself. I'm already crying, like tears, fat, ugly tears rolling down my face, snot. I was snotting, I was crying, I was hyperventilating, and all this other stuff. But you know, I was getting ready to do it. I had to tell my grandma about it because one, it was an assignment that she gave me personally, and two, she wanted proof that I had done it and have my grandma sign it. And my grandma got on to me a little bit too, but after I told her that I didn't do it on purpose, I got confused about who I was following out the door, and it just chaos happened. Though I didn't say the word chaos. And she was a little bit more understanding after I had explained to. She gave me a chance to explain, and she went to school and tried to speak to my teacher, and had her say, and the assignment was dropped. I didn't have to do it anymore. But yeah, and it's funny because I almost thought I forgot about that until recently. And it wasn't until I was hanging out with my grandma and we were out and we were talking about things and this topic came up. And it was like something that pushed in the back of my brain that, you kind of forget as years go by. And it hit me like a freight train. Like all the memories came back from that day. And I was like, oh my gosh. That could have been so bad. I was so dumb. And it could have been resolved had I just not left that first group and just let them know what I already know now. So, long story short, you ever lost? Don't be me. Sorry, I keep distracted. I'm getting distracted by my own background because I, I didn't realize it was going to go through different motions. I thought it was just going to be the one, and it's gone through like several. But anyways, I'm looking forward to you because I'm curious. Has anything like this ever happened to you? You know, not paying attention to where you're going. You lost your mom in a store. Your auntie, whoever, your school, whoever. I hope you like this little random thought. And if you do, leave a like, comment. If you want to share a story, I'm not asking like get like nitty gritty details. I don't want to reopen some old wounds that are too personal and too traumatizing. Share that stuff if you don't want to. But I'm talking about the stuff that you can look back on, kind of lost, like you could look back on and just laugh about now. That's what I'm talking about. And just leave a like, leave a comment if you want to, and all that good stuff. And I will see you in the next video. Thank you all so much. Bye bye.